I'm back! I've been waiting 3 long years to say welcome to Ironclad Industries. Today, I'm going to be building the Crucible blade from Doom Eternal. So the Doom Wiki is apparently confused because this says the Crucible and I said the Crucible. I'm sorry, I sinned. But that is not the Crucible blade. The Crucible blade is the one that you get in the first game that has the skulls and all that. Actually, I wanted to make that one, but I couldn't find very many good references, and also this one looks awesome. So I figured I'm going to make this one instead. So here's the deal. I'm starting with the pommel and the handle because that's probably going to be the easiest part to start with. The blade as a whole is going to be hollow, and of course, true to nature, I'm going to pump a ton of propane through it and see if I can blow myself up. So what I'm doing next is we need the pommel. This is going to be loose for now, just because I don't want to weld it solid until I know exactly what I'm doing next. But the pommel is a big old huge ball, almost, well actually it might be bigger than this. So we're going to have to do some funky stuff because it's not a sphere, it's more like a sphere oval. What do they call that? Someone tell me what they call that. So it's like an egg shape, but it's you know, this size, and I'm gonna try to make it really heavy so it counterweights this stupid heavy blade. So we're gonna have to cut out a bunch of parts, and I'm gonna have to dish them and sculpt them and figure out where it goes from there. I'm just making this up as I go. Alright, so we've got this thing so far. We've got part of the crossguard and the pommel. The pommel is mostly solid. There was a hollow section that you saw that I was covering and grinding down, but then from the halfway point up, it's just pretty much solid except for the core where the propane will be running through. And then of course, this thing is about 50% solid. So overall, this thing is already 17 pounds. I'm beginning to regret my decision to make it full-sized, but YOLO, right? So now what we're gonna need is a bunch of other parts cut. So I need to make the crossguard. I need duplicates of everything. So I need 2 of those, which you see there's 2 halves, but so I need 4 of those. And then I'm gonna need 2 of those, and 2 of those, and then I stack all of them together, weld them so it looks like they're actually a solid piece, because I can't actually cut something that's 1.5 inches thick with this plasma. It's an amazing plasma system. By the way, shout out to ArcLight Dynamics. If you're looking, if you're in the market for a plasma system with some attachments, I've got the engraver attachment. ArcLight Dynamics is the way to go. They are the best. Great warranty, great service, awesome table, awesome software. They are just the way to go. Also, they did not pay me to say that, but if they want to pay me, I won't turn it down. Well, with the completion of our Super Ghetto manifold, I believe the chances of this thing exploding come up to about 23%, which is pretty good odds if you ask me. It tells me that this is going to take about 30 minutes to cut out, which could be worse. I've sat here for an hour and a half before waiting for something really intricate to cut out and engrave, but still, we'll see if we can push that a little bit faster. Well, we could not make it go faster. That took an hour and 20 minutes to cut those stupid things out because there were so many errors and so many problems. The plaza actually shut down at one point. I had to recenter and refine what I'd already cut, and then it even still didn't line up perfectly. So I'm very lucky just to have these cut out at all at this point. So I'm just gonna count my blessings and go with that. Well, now that that nightmare is over, I finally have these cleaned up, stuck together, not stuck together yet, laid together. So you can see the layers. So we have the top layer, has the runes etched in it, or cut all the way through in it actually. And that is 12 gauge. Under that, we have a layer of 20 gauge, and this is just purely to keep the propane from coming out through the runes. And so these are plug welds. They're going to get welded onto the core of the blade. Now the core of the blade is 3/16, 2 parts, just to help it nest into where the propane is supposed to be flowing out through that gap. And then each one of these little tabs, cuts, where there'll be a 1/16 hole drilled through these other 2 layers so that the propane flows in here and then out through the blade. So now I have probably like 4 hours worth of grinding and welding and more grinding ahead of me. So yeah, fun. Well, after some 12 hours or so designing and building and sculpting this blade, we finally have it complete. And now we have to see if it actually fits in the handle, because it's a very tight fit there. And honestly, I'm going to be shocked if it does fit on the first try, but here's hoping. It fits. Oh, that's awesome. I actually can't believe that. That's shocking. And with a little room to spare, which is perfect, because now I can level it. Could be worse. Oh, man. Woo. Okay. Just gotta figure this thing out. This is ridiculous. What have I done? We are a go. Now we just need to get this back on without breaking any more screws off in it, because I am not digging that one out. Not again. Not since the accident. Then I have to make a little bag or sack or duct tape for that propane tank so I can hang it on my belt, or something just to hold it so it's not dragging on the ground. Last thing I need is for that to explode while I'm swinging this thing around, if I can swing this around. Pretty sure I already messed myself up trying to do it once. This is probably one of the most hazardous to the user weapons I've ever made. Ever. That's saying something. Some of those weapons I made for ZGB, Zombie Go Boom, for those of you not in the loop, they were pretty sketchy. Good times. Well, now it just looks like a bomb with a sword attached to it, which, I mean, it's basically what we do here on this channel. So look at that. I even have a regulator for, you know, safety or something like that. It's going to be interesting. Now all I got to do is test it. Forgive me for the following test footage. The sound quality is terrible because it's in the back of the shop. It's echoey. It's pretty bad. But I was doing a live video on Facebook just in case I blew my face off. We could get it on camera and everybody could watch my death. That way I'd get famous one way or another. But that's all I've got for the test video. This is just wrapping up the end of the video. I'll just play the test footage after this, and that's pretty much it. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you want to see me do. I've got a couple more Doom weapons planned. I have a big collaboration. This test is not the only test. This is not entirely done with the sword. It's mostly done. I need to paint it, need to set the stones in it. It's got garnets that go in the handle. So after that, I have some big collaborations going on with some big YouTube channels. Hopefully later this summer we'll get that done and get some big dudes out here to test the sword and the other 2 Doom weapons. Maybe making the ballista from Doom Eternal also. So with that, that's all. Thank you for watching. As I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, and be looking forward to the test video. We're gonna cleave some dummies in half, maybe. Ballistics ones, not live ones. Really, that's it? That's all we get? I mean, that's decent. Okay, take 2. I took off the regulator because it was garbage. Now it does what it's actually supposed to do. And I'm gonna stay on the side. That is what I was supposed to do. Running out of propane already. You go through these bottles really quick when you're doing this kind of thing. Basically, when you're using them as not intended. It's hissing. I don't know if that's a good sign. That's a blowout. No. A little bit. Got a little leakage. It's fine. Alright. Well, I'll call it a success. The first one wasn't quite a success, but that definitely was.